welcome again, Diamond Direct from the USA, Kulen Desai. There he is.
All right. Are you excited? All right. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys today, about what do I do now. You got in a business, you are excited, you know about your dreams, you know about your goal, you know why you are in this business, and you really want to succeed. Now, what do I do now? Okay? Because see, obviously you're going to have to organize your work such a way that it produces results. See, there's an equation says, how many of you heard this says knowledge is power? Right? Well, it's a wrong statement. Because applied knowledge is power. Right? Because there's a lot of people out there with plenty of knowledge, but not doing anything about it. Right? So here what we will need is we really need to learn what to do. Okay? As I said, knowledge times applications equal results. That's number one thing you want to remember. Okay? Now, a lot of people just get busy in getting knowledge. And they say, I'll do when I'm perfect. Right? Well, only perfect people are up there. So don't wait till then. Okay? Then a lot of people just do action without knowledge. They are just out there and just doing things without putting a knowledge. Obviously, results not there. So you need both simultaneously. And the way it works, you get a little bit of knowledge, apply it. In that result may or may not be exactly what you want, but it will definitely increase your knowledge. If I show somebody a plan and the person doesn't get in, I know exactly how not to show the plan. Right? So I learned something. That obviously increased my knowledge. Okay? And when with new knowledge I apply that again, obviously I'm going to get the desired result if I continue this process. Okay? So that is the key. You need to continue this process where you can get knowledge, apply it, get knowledge, apply it, get knowledge, apply it. Eventually you'll have desired result. Okay? And what's the desired result in this business? You get in this business to get financial freedom. Is that right? And you get financial freedom absolutely when you go diamond. So you need to know how do I do that. Okay? Now here are the three things I want you to do. You do these three things repeatedly, you will be multi-millionaire. Okay? Number one you need to do is learn how to do 100 PEV. You need to learn how do I do 100 PEV. Once you're getting started in a business, don't worry about sponsoring people right away. Because what happens is you will not be effective in sponsoring people until you have a belief about this business. See, what sponsors people is belief, not the plan. Otherwise, a lot of people would go diamond, okay? Or DD. Okay? What you need is you need the belief. Belief in the business. And if you have a belief in a business, how do you create belief in a business? By using the product. Because if you don't use the product, if you don't believe in a product, how would you draw a circle and show somebody you can do 50 PV? And if you're not doing it, you will be ineffective in showing the plan. Okay? Now, how do I do 100 PV? What you do there is if you use every product Amway makes, do you think you can do at least 40 PV? Right? We got almost 25 products now. Right? And if you use all those products, okay, you will do 40 PV minimum. Right? You'll do more, but not less. And you know that our products increasing, not going backward. Right? We're going to have more and more products. So this is going to go up, not down. right? But this is your commitment. You should not have a month go by without your personal 40 PV in personal use. Now you say, Kulin, but some of them now, especially when you're getting just started, you just got your ADA number, you just got your kit, and here is what happens. And you might be right in that doing also what I did myself actually. Because what happens when I got started in a business, I already had old products which were not Amway product. I had a Colgate in my house, I had other soap in my house, and especially, in the early days, since we didn't know how to increase our income, we were focusing on saving money. You know how that works, right? So when they just sell, we stock it up, right? And here's the worst one. Do you guys have it here, buy one, get one free kind of sales, right? And that's the worst one, When you go to store, you see buy one, get one free, you don't need any, now you have two. Right? So we did all of those stuff, okay? So you may have it right now. So my logic was then that let me finish all this thing, and then it wasn't that I didn't want to use my product. I wanted to use my product, but my logic said, why waste the money? Let me finish what I got, and then once I'm finished with it, I'll get back to it, right? But there, what happens there is first 90 days is when you're going to be talking to people. Would you agree? That's when you're going to talk to your friends, you're going to talk to your relatives, you're going to talk to everybody you know. You're going to talk to them in the first month for that matter, right? And during that time, if you're not using the product, obviously you're not going to sponsor people. And then you'll come to a conclusion that this business doesn't, thank God I didn't use this product. You see? So what I would suggest you do is keep those products you already have in a stock somewhere. First start using Amway product while you're talking to people, and then you can always go back to that product if you like to, right? Which you may or may not be able to later on. Okay? But we're not saying that you throw it away. Right? But immediately when you get in a business, right away, first thing you do is put all your non-Amway product on a box somewhere, store it somewhere, and start using this product. Okay? Because that will increase your belief, and that will increase your sponsoring. Are you with me? Okay? Then, next 60 PV you do by retailing. Because see, the business has to be balanced. You need to do both. Okay? Now, retailing, some of you probably professional people like I was. I'm a VP at the bank, and you mean to tell me I got to take the products boxes and go home to home and start knocking doors, No, that's not what you do. Okay? What you do is you're going to talk to people about business. And some of them would be ready to get in a business, some may not be for whatever reason. Okay? If they're not ready to get in a business, you help them become your customer. Because see, if you're using your product, you'll be so excited about your product that you can't stop talking about it. Right? See, something you like, you're always going to talk to other people. Right? Like for example, if you go see a good movie, do you talk to other people? Sure, because you like that movie. Right? How about a restaurant? You go to a restaurant, right? Do you talk to other people? Right? Some of the restaurant you go to, you like food so much that you'll talk to everybody as if you own the restaurant. Right? Don't we do that? Same way, when you're using Glister, you can't stop talking about it because it's such a good product. I'm just using one product as an example. Okay? Now, some of you probably think, oh, it's too much money. It's too expensive, whatever reason. Because you haven't actually used the product yet. Okay? Actually, when you use Glister, it's actually less expensive and good quality actually. But by the way our products are so concentrated that you may not understand this concept unless and until you use it first. Okay? But to me, if I'm in a business, I don't make judgment based on a price. What I do is I do compare, by the way, because we do need to. Okay? But I compare PV. Let's say, for example, I look at how much PV Colgate gives me and how much PV Glister gives. Whichever gives me more PV, that's the product I use. Right? Very simple as that. Why? Because all my life I saved money and never become rich. But I know if I accumulate PV, I know I'm going to be rich. It's an attitude, folks. It's an attitude. It's a duplication business. What you do, your group will do it. Okay? So once you start comparing PVs, there is no competition. Right? Are you with me? Okay? Can you do this thing? You master this thing first. 100 PV circle, you master that first. Then the second thing you do is sponsor 12. Now we're going to go to steps. How do we do that? But your goal is to sponsor 12 in the time frame you decide. For that, you listen to this tape by Bill Britt called 66866. You sponsor 6, then you sponsor next set of 6. Okay? And then during that process, you'll go 21%. And then you sponsor 8 more. In the process, you'll go probably emerald. And after that, you sponsor 12 more, and that will put you to diamond and beyond. Okay? That's guideline again. See, this number works because we have seen so many. Everything I'm talking to you is not my own creation. Basically, I've learned from my upline, Kantin Lata Gala, Kantin Hemi Gala, Bill and Peggy Britt, and all my other friends, like Crows and Millers and Renfros and Kumar and Manipal and, Raj. And we just everybody, we talk about this thing all the time we meet and say, what makes this business work. And this Bill Britt tape, 66866, is not a yesterday's made tape. It's been out there for a number of years, and that has always been proven right. Okay? So what we do is just sponsor 12 in next 3 to 6 months, let's say. You define your time based on how fast you want to go 21%. And that depends on how fast do I want extra 50,000 rupees. Right? How fast you'll do it based on how soon you need it. It's like if you just had a nice dinner, how fast you looking for a place to eat? Not really, but if you're not eaten for a whole week, right? You are in a rush to find the place, right? You'll even eat the food you don't like, right? Why? Because you are hungry. The question is, how hungry are you? Okay? Then the third thing you want to do is that everybody you sponsor these 12, teach them to do number 1. Right? Teach them to do number 1, which is what? Teach them how to do 100 PV. Right? Now, if you are not doing it, can you do it? That's the reason you got to do it. Then you teach them to do number 2. Teach them to sponsor 12. Right? And then teach them to do number 3. Right? Is it simple? Right? I showed you how to become Karodpati here, That's all we have done. We have not done anything different. Right? You say, Kulin, this is simple. Yes, it is simple. That's why it missed so many people. Okay? So, but most people do this thing in a different order. They start to do number 3 before they do 1 and 2. And that thing doesn't work. Okay? So this has to happen in this order. Right? Now, how do we sponsor people? We talked about how to use the product, how to acquire some customers. Now let's talk about how we do step number 2. To do that, you follow this 4-step process. Number 1, you make a list of names. Second thing you do is make a phone call. Basically, you invite them, show the plan, and do follow-up. Or get them started. These are the 4-step process you got to keep doing till you sponsor 12. Right? Now, step number 1 is the most important one. Now you say, Kulin, I know all the people. Especially if you're just getting started, you say, Kulin, I know all my people. I don't need to make a list. Right? But there, what would happen is, you will forget some important name. Let me guarantee you that. It happened to me. See, I have directs in Kantin Lata's group, Kantan Balanu Sekhar. My good friend. Before business, we were good friends, and we are still good friends, obviously. But I forgot to put his name on my list. And one day he shows up at the open meeting. And he's a DD. You know how much money I'm losing? Every time I see him, I kick myself, Right? Because I lost a lot of money right there. Now, some of you say, Kulin, why didn't you do this? When you saw him at the open meeting, didn't you tell him that you, my friend, just come on with me? Right? You don't do those things. Right? Because see, God has a rule. Whatever you do to others, God gives you back 10 times. Right? Okay? So always remember that. Okay? I have a simple rule. Anytime I think about doing something, I ask myself, do I want other people to do it to me? Then I do it. Now that's easy when it comes to other people. We know nobody should steal, right? Nobody should lie, nobody should do this, nobody should take my prospect away. But when it comes to me, that's another story, Then you find exceptions. This is exception, this is okay, you justify that thing, I tell a story about that one, this husband and wife having argument. And this wife says, we need to get rid of our maid, she's not. I said, what's wrong? She's doing a good job and everything's fine. No, she's stealing towels. We say, which towel? The one we got from Holiday Inn. So, when you do it, it becomes obvious. You don't even know that happened, So what I'm saying is you got to be very careful in this one, okay? That's why you make a list. Write down everybody and anybody you know, okay? Now understand the purpose behind making a list. Purpose is not to sponsor. I even say go and write the name of your enemies, okay? Later on, you can go and cross it out and you'll feel good about doing that, that I took away opportunity from him, right? But first, when you're making a list, write down all the names, okay? Because so that you don't miss any name. That's the idea. Then once you got all the names, what you do is use this book. We make it available to Brit Worldwide called Launching Your Future. And in that, there's a whole chapter on how to make a list. You do a name association. Who do I know? Name Ramesh. Who do I know? Mahesh. Who do I know this? What profession? You can go by doctors, engineers, lawyers. You can go through that. You can go to telephone directory and go to all names. Do I know anybody with that name? Okay. More exercise you do in making name list, faster you'll sponsor 12 people. Okay? Then later on, you find out how do I contact that. Some people you may not be able to contact. Other thing I do is I go back in my memory as far back as I can in my school days and see how many people do I came across. You can go through all this exercise basically and figure out some names. Then you divide this list into 3 categories. First you do call local. Make all the list of local names which you can reach in 2 to 3 hours of driving distance for that example. Okay? Where you can go in the evening, show the plan and come back again. Okay? So it's a local list. And then we call long distance. People who are far away, let's say somebody in Delhi and somebody is in Bombay and all the people you really have to either take a train or bus and take a long trip kind of or fly. And third one you make it international. Okay? You can also do list this way. You can first start say, how many people do I know locally? Make that list. How many people do I know who is not in Bangalore area? Okay, what are my long term? Do I know anybody in Bombay? Do I know anybody in Calcutta? Do I know anybody in Chennai? You can go through that series. Okay, and then yes, do I know? Look at the list from Amway, all the countries Amway do business in. In every country, go and ask, do I know somebody there? Okay, by doing that, you will know what raw material you're working at. Okay. Once I do that, I do not prejudge anyone because only thing, my criteria, you'll hear about bell curve and this. My bell curve is very simple. I put people in 2 categories, ambitious, non-ambitious. As long as person is ambitious, I don't care what. I have a 65-year-old DD and I have a 17-year-old DD. Okay? So it doesn't really matter. And I have a 24 years doing nothing. Okay? So it doesn't really matter. All I care is, person is a dreamer or a not dreamer. Is a looker or non-looker. That's only categories I have. And only way to find out somebody is looking or not, you want to know the secret? Ask the person. Very simple. Okay, that's the next step. You make a phone call and ask the person, are you looking? And I'm a very simple person and I like to ask simple questions, not complicated, so they don't know what to answer. My question, if I call and if it was Mr. Bala, I would call and say, hey Mr. Bala, are you making all the money you want to make? Now, there's no ambiguity involved here, very straight question. Anybody with a 3rd grade education will understand this question, right? And person would say yes or no. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, great. Doesn't really mean because all I need is what? I don't need the whole world. I need a couple of people. All I need is 6 to go diamond. If you know that attitude, okay? See, if you know for sure. See, when I sponsor a new person, I ask this person, say, look, do you believe that with my help, we'll find 6 people who wants to have a better life for you? And if you believe that, you will go diamond, stay with me. That's all there is to it. Okay? And that's all I ask. So if I know for sure that there are 6 people out there, do I care who these 6 people are? To me, it doesn't really matter. Okay? I need 6, but see, if Amway assigns you 6 people, now we have a problem. If they assign you, say, these are the 6 people, turned him to diamond. Now you have project. Okay? But we don't have you got a no limit, it's unlimited. How many people you know? Tons of people you know. You all need 6. That's the attitude you need. Once you have that attitude, you will not try to convince people, not try to beg people. You won't go through all that routine. If you know that all you're looking for, see, let me give you a secret of this business. Okay? Because this Bangalore crowd is so good, I want to give you a secret. Okay? Okay? Only show the plan to people who like to see it. Got it? And don't show the plan to people who don't like to see it. You'll have no problem. You'll have a big, huge business. That's all I have done. Okay? So that's a phone call. Phone call depends on a group of people you're talking to. Now, once you have a local group of people, you divide that into 2 categories again. One, which you know very close, what we call close friends and relatives. And here is called acquaintance. In all 3 categories, you divide that into 2 separate categories again. One, your close friends and relatives, and which you go, which you visit each other's place and whatnot, and you don't have to call them before you visit their place and everything. And there's an acquaintance where you know each other, but you don't visit each other. Okay? Professional relations and whatnot, and their acquaintance. The way you talk to close friends and family is different than how you talk to acquaintance. Okay? There are scripts in launching your future. Okay? I'm not going to here tell you that because you need to go to launching a speaker, pick out launching your future and pick out the script which works for you. Okay? But the local close friends, there is no script. Don't use no script for them. Because if you do it, they'll tell you what happened to you today. Right? Because if I'm calling Kanta every day regular, and all of a sudden I say, do you keep your mind open? So what happened to Kulin today? So you have to be careful. There I don't use no script to be. I have a script called don't ask me no stupid question. Okay? Here's how it goes. I'm showing the plan. Let's say one of the way you show plan is home meetings. Okay? I'm going to go to that step and go back and forth here. Or you can directly invite to an open meeting. Or you can do one-on-one, or you can do brief overview, for example. And, or you can give one of that tape I just made earlier, okay? And you can just give that tape and say, if this makes sense, let's sit down, okay? So many different ways to show the plan. There is no standard way of doing this thing, okay? So once I do that, let's say arrange a home meeting and Kanti is going to come show the plan. All I need to do is, pick up the phone and I would call Kanta and Bala and say, gee, are you making all the money you want to make, Or if most friends, I know what they want. Let's say if you know that they want certain house or they want certain things or they complain about money or whatever. If I know, let's say they wanted a car. They don't have a car right now and they wanted a car. I say, remember you always wanted a car, I have to get it. Oh, what's all about? It's all about, don't ask me no stupid question, get here on Sunday evening. Right? After that, don't ask me no stupid question. Okay? Just get to my place, 2 o'clock sharp, whatever. Okay, whatever that time is. That's how I invite my friends. Or if I'm taking to the open meeting, say, what are you doing Wednesday night? Nothing, come with me, I'll show you how to get that car you always wanted. Or what's all about? Or is it Amway? Didn't I tell you don't ask me no stupid question? Okay, just come with me. Right? Because friends, you can talk to them like that. Right? That's, see, reason you do that not to, see, some people would, especially new, if you are just new, you say, no, I want to be honest, I want to tell everything. See, either you show the person complete plan or show nothing. Because people will make a decision based on information you give. If you do not give complete information, they will not have a use of complete information to decision they are making. You'll be actually hurting them rather than helping them. Okay? That is the idea. So if the person doesn't want to come, I would do this. I would go to their home and show the whole plan. But I will not give any information on a phone, because then you'll be doing injustice to them. You'll be taking opportunity away from them. You know you're going to find other 6 anyway and you're going to go diamond. But for the rest of their life, these people would be without that opportunity. It would come back and haunt you. I have some friends today, initially I messed up. And they're still not seeing the plan. And still I feel bad that, I wish I would have done properly so they wouldn't have lost the opportunity. But again, God has a plan, nothing, that's everything's fine. But as long as you know, don't do that mistake. Okay? Now soon we already got, printing right now. It's called flip charts like we have in United States. Okay? That would make your life so easy showing the plan. All you do would be a chart, comes in a nice binder, and all you will do is just flip the pages. And even if you don't know how to read, you can still do it. Just flip the page, let the person read. And once he finishes reading, you flip another one. Okay? That's how easy it's going to be. Okay? And I would recommend you start using that. Okay? That way, see, more plan you show, faster your business will grow. And until you show your own personal plan, you don't own this business. See, your upline is showing the plan, that means that's his business, not your business. Okay? See, Bill Britt always teaches that every time you show the plan, you speak. What do you speak? 50,000 rupees, right? That means what? You program your mind for going DD. Every time you show the plan, you program your mind. Understand? It's not what, right? It doesn't really matter whether the person gets in or not. You program your mind. Okay? That's why you need to show plan every day. Every day show the plan. Okay? And here I'm in India for last about 7 days and I already shown about 8 plans. Right after doing all of, because I need to, because see, I don't feel good if I don't show the plan. Okay? Because I have to show the plan. Okay? So learn how to show the plan. Get board and easel like this, whichever size you can. And practice it. Okay? And you're never going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. My plan's still not perfect. Okay? Who says that? You know what's a good plan? The plan which sponsors people. That's a good plan. Right? Doesn't really matter. Okay? And one thing I'll tell you this, you can never show a bad plan to a dreamer. And you can never show a good plan to a non-dreamer. Right? So don't even worry about it. Just show the plan. And if you're not quite sure yet, find somebody. Do you know somebody in your life who is so negative, everything you say they have to have opposite opinion? Show that person the plan. He's going to say no anyway. Right? And at the end, you tell him that I knew it, I was practicing, Right? Anyway, just go out and start showing the plan. Can you do that, guys? All right. All you got to do is show the plan. And the last step, now showing the plan, these are the 5 steps you follow. Whether you're doing a one-on-one, whether you're doing a plan in a hotel, some of you guys showing that in open meetings, home meetings, wherever you show, you follow these 5 steps. And these 5 steps Bill Britt teaches all the time. And I never vary it from that one. You know what? Somebody multi-millionaire is doing it. I don't want to change nothing. I'll change when I change my income from Bill. Till then, I won't change. Okay? Step number 1, you set them at ease. Okay? Because most people, they have to open up their mind before you start showing the plan. If their mind is closed, there's a steel gate Bill talks about. If they put the gate up, every information you're giving is not reaching them. And you want to make sure that gate remains open. That the moment the gate closes, your information is not going there. Then you are physically there and nothing's happening. Okay? What I would do is, when I'm talking to the person, I would just tell the person, look, I'm here to share the opportunity. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to commit to you to do something you don't want to do, especially to a friend. And I say, no is an acceptable answer. You're not going to spend any money. And if he's my friend, I would tell that if you needed money, I wouldn't come to you. You know that, I would kid around like that, okay? Just to make them feel that, all I'm doing is just sharing the information, okay? And I'll say, no, it may make sense, it may not make sense. And I'll say, look, everybody's not doctor and everybody's not engineer. It's not necessary you're going to like what I like. But you won't know till I show you. So my purpose is only to share the information. At the end of the meeting, if you think this is something that's going to help you, I want you to take next step. Okay? And the next step is going to be, we're going to meet in the next 2 or 3 days. I said that ahead of time in my setting at ease. So if this thing makes sense, I'm going to leave you some material with you. You have time to review it, and 2 or 3 days later, we're going to meet again. Okay? And that's when you'll make a decision, not today. That means, he's easy now. He's not to worry about that it's going to cost any money or not. If you're inviting somebody to an open meeting, you invite like this. This step 1, you do either on a phone or you do in person. Okay? But you make sure you do that step. Second step is you build dream. Because understand, non-dreamer will not understand the plan. Okay? So what I do, second step is, build that dream. Now, don't ask what would you do with the money. Nobody knows. Because most people don't think they're ever going to have money, so they never even plan for it. What I do is I share mine. How did I got in business? Why did I got in business? What am I? So they will pick up something. I would say, look, reason I got in business because Meena had to go to work and we had to put children to the babysittings, and we preferred that Meena would have stayed home, and that's the reason we saw that opportunity here, and that's the reason we are doing it. Okay? Or, whatever that your goal, I wanted a car and this, and you can go through that. You can even ask these questions. I would ask a question, if money was no object, would you drive different car? Would you have different house? Would you go to vacation? Give them clues. That's what I'm saying. But don't impose dreams on them. Don't tell them you're going to become millionaire, because their mind may not be able to accept that right now. They may be looking for extra 1,000 rupees. And you trying to tell them you're going to make 30 lakhs rupees. Their mind won't accept it. And then that steel gate's going to close. Once the steel gate closes, forget it. After that, nothing is reaching there. Okay? So you got to be you need to build a dream. At the same time, you got to make sure that you're not scaring them away. Understand? Then the third step you do is show the big picture. I show them the big picture before I show 963. Because then they see what's involved. I show them that, you're going to get in a business. We're going to teach you to a step called DD. Don't worry about what that is, and I'll show you what it is. We generate extra about 50,000 rupees income. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to help 6 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reach same level. Okay? Now, do you know 6 people out there who likes to have extra 50,000 rupees right now? Most people will say yes. Let's say with my help, and a Brit Worldwide system, so I'm going to explain you what that's all about. We'll teach 6 other people to reach same level. When you do that, you will become what we call diamond directs in a business, and you make about 30 lakhs rupees. Okay? That's a big picture. Then I say, look, can you see your life with 30 lakhs rupees? Do you see different house? Do you see different cars? Do you think different wardrobes? Just build dream at that stage also. Okay? Then I say, okay, now let's go back to this one, how to do that. And that's the next step, number 4, 963. In every step, I build the dream. When I go to the 9, I say, what would you do with this money? Okay? When you go to the next step, what would you do with this money? Because you don't know. They may not relate to 30 lakhs, but they may relate to 10,000 rupees. Okay? So that's what they want, and that's what we'll work with. Understand? So I do that. And the last step is how you close. In this entire 5-step process, step number 1 is important, and step number 5 is important. In between doesn't really matter much. If you forget those numbers, 963, I actually read number. I don't memorize number. If you ask me number, I won't know. In this step, more simpler you are, more people you'll sponsor. If you are too good with all the statistics and all the numbers and all that thing, you scare the person, say, gee, I cannot do this thing. The objective of this whole process is the other person should feel like that I can do what he's doing. And if he doesn't feel that he can do what you're doing, forget it. That's why flip chart is the best. He say, I can flip the pages. Okay? Simple, more simpler you make it, faster you'll grow. Okay? My plans are simple. Okay? Everybody has seen my plan. They know what my next sentence is going to be. Even my jokes are standard. They even start laughing before I say it. Because see, my goal is to make it so duplicatable that people, they predict exactly what to expect. I'm not there to impress. See, you don't show this plant to impress anybody. If you show the plant to impress, you'll be showing a lot of plants, and then you won't have nobody to show plant to. Okay? So that's the whole idea about showing the plant. Then the last step is very important, how you close. In the close, what I would do is you want to make sure this person takes the information home and do not talk to other people, because then they go home excited and somebody takes them away from the business. Because they go and seek advice from wrong people. So there I would just tell the people, look, this thing makes sense, it's so exciting, but here's what it is, okay? Let me tell you what not to do. I would say, I want you to read this material. There are 5 points to wrap up. We say, take this material, listen and read. And then the next thing I want you to do is use the product. If I'm doing a home presentation, I will do product demo, one-on-one, always product demos. Because see, people believe, because when they go out and somebody tells them these products are expensive, this, that, they won't believe it. Because they have seen with their own eyes. We always do about 2 or 3 products demo. Okay, pick any product you like, couple of them. Okay, don't have to do all 25 of them, by the way, okay? But do 2 or 3 products demo, okay? And then, because they see the value. And then I said, third step, make a list of the name, okay? And then fourth step, make a list of things you want, okay? And the 5th, don't talk to wrong people. Okay? And then I tell people, look, let's say hypothetically right now, you don't know how to swim. What is the best way to learn how to swim? You need to get in water, right? Would you all agree? You can't learn to swim by reading books. You can't do PhD on swimming, right? Only way for you to learn how to swim is get in water. But, right? But now, hold on. But now, if you go into water by yourself, what's going to happen? Guarantee you're going to die, right? But if I was an expert swimmer and if I can teach you, if I am with you, you're going to learn how to swim. And that's what this means. You don't do anything without me. Because I'm the one who's going to help you. Then, but with that, a lot of people do that, but they still go and do it, right? So what I do is I say, look, this is again what I just told you was common sense actually, Matter of fact, most intelligent people, you are intelligent, most intelligent people understand, but you will be very surprised, kind of people I get once in a while, even though I tell them, they still go and do it. Well, what can you do, God bless them. Okay? See, now after that somebody does, it's a Kulin. Well, thank God that you found out now than later. See, people who are not teachable, they're not going to go diamond, you know that. Right? So what's the use of it anyway? Right? So don't worry about it. Then you set an appointment, you meet them, and then you do follow-up. What do you do at follow-up? Basically very simple. I'm sure they have some questions, and you ask them what are you going to do with extra 50,000 rupees or 10,000. You figure out what dream level they are connected, and you just work with that dream level. And then you say, would you like, I'm sure you have some question. Before you ask me question, do you mind if I ask you some? And they would say, sure, go ahead. Then I would ask them that, look, if you make this money, what are you going to do with it? Right? That's number one. Second thing, would you like me to tell you what to do to make this money? He said, yeah, sure. So then I describe them what I call laws. I say, we have a laws. L stands for listen and learn. Will you be willing to listen and learn? Because I can teach you as long as you are willing to listen and learn from me. Okay? Person say, yes, I'm willing to do that. And the next one is say, will you willing to associate? Because you know that, in order for you to succeed in life, you have to associate with people who are already successful in the field you're trying to become successful, right? I say, look, if you want to be millionaire, can you become one by associating with people who are broke? No. I say, what's the best way to catch a cold? Hang around with somebody who has a cold, right? Whether you like it or not, you will have the cold. Same way, what's the best way to become millionaire? Hang around with people who are millionaire, right? But the problem there is millionaires don't want to hang around with you. Right? Because they don't want to catch a cold, right? You know what I mean, right? So what do? That's why we got the best solution, right? You can associate with Kanti Gala, Bill Britt, Kumar, Manipal without them even knowing it, through things called tape. Right? Here's a tape I got by Kanti and Lata Gala. You put this tape in your car, you have Kanti and Lata Gala for 1 hour with you. And beauty, they don't even know it. And then once you do this, one day you'll reach that level and you can associate with them where they like to associate with you. That's the whole idea is about. Okay? So that's what I'll explain to them, that you need to associate through tapes, through books, through functions. We have books, we have tapes. You guys know that. Standing order tapes, I explain all of that very briefly. Okay? And say, look, this you do for association. Okay? Are you willing to associate? You attend the meetings. You explain the mega function. You explain the next function coming up called FEC. Okay? Free Enterprise Convention. That's the name here. Okay? So it's a FEC. Free Enterprise Convention, what we call here, okay? So you explain about that. Now on everybody I sponsor, I want them to come to Free Enterprise Convention, okay? Why? I explain the value of it, okay? See, always before you ask somebody to do something, explain them the value, okay? Then I say, last W stands for work, the third one. Are you willing to do? What's the work? Same thing, the 4 steps I just described. Make a list, make a phone call, and then 8 core steps. So, you need to use all your products, get some customers, listen to tapes, read books. Those 8 steps, right? Then attend all the functions, be accountable, be teachable. Okay? So can you do all these things? If you can, you are in a business. Then the last thing stands for system. You need to be part of the system. Okay. What is our system? Our system is tapes, books, and functions. Then we have a weekly open meeting. What I want the new person to do is, number one, start using their product, and once a week attend the open meeting, if nothing else. I tell people, if you open a conventional business, would you open for 6 days out of 7? Right? You open your shop. In our business, we open shop once a week. Isn't that great business? Okay? Because you need to do that, because you need to associate. See, every time you come to that meeting, you see somebody showing the plan. Okay? What happens? You sponsor yourself one more time. Now that you learn, you make a note, you know how to show the plan, so you start showing you learn. That's a university you go to learn. That's not the place you go to sponsor people. Yeah, that's byproduct actually. I go there to learn and keep my motivation going. Let's say whole week I've been talking to a lot of people and nobody's getting in a business, nobody say yes. But when I go to that meeting, I see 50 guests, what happens to my belief? Hey, there are people still looking. And that keeps me into the process. Okay? So nothing else, I want new people to attend once a week open meeting, that's a must. I say, can you commit to that one? Okay? And say, if you commit to do this thing, you are willing to get started. I say, do you see anything I just showed you cannot do? Person says no, then hey, congratulations, welcome to the club. That's how I get them started. I say, it costs you 4,400 rupees, here's a process, and you just get them going. Now, if person is not ready, what do? Next. Matter of fact, person tells me no early stage in the process, I thank that person much more than the person at the end. Why? Because the person, when I call him, person says, I am not interested, saves me a lot of money and time. That person I thank him more than person who gets a kit and don't do nothing. Right? Now here you sponsor these 12 people. Reason you do 12 people is number works. By sponsoring 12 people, you get about 3 DD. Okay? Sometimes you get 4, sometimes you may get 2, but on average you get about 3. Okay? But you don't know where these 3 are. Yesterday Dr. Newball was talking in Bombay, probably he might do the same thing here. And he was telling that his 3 directs came, the number 12 was his number 1 DD. Number 10 was number 2 DD, number 8 was number 3 DD. Okay? Now what if he would have only sponsored 6 or 7? He would not have found, or even 11. Because number 12 went DD first, that excited other people to go DD later on. That's how number works. Okay? That's why you sponsor 12. Okay? Here how it's going to happen, you're going to get basically 3 people somewhere along 12. Why? Because everybody you going to get in, they are into 3 categories. Number 1 I call now, people who wants to do now. And you will be able to identify when you're talking to them, showing the plan, when you call them, are you making all the money? You say, are you kidding? Show me the way. You will have all the signs all the way through. And that's the people you're really looking for. Second one, what we call later. In third category, we call never. Okay? Later is a person who's not quite sure, wants to check the water and test everything, comes to open meeting couple of times, listen to few more tapes, and person like myself. I wasn't ready to get started in a business because we only got in a business because Mina wanted it and I wanted to eat every day. That's the only reason I got in a business. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten in this business. Okay, I mean, I would have been poor right now, but that's another story. Okay, but I wasn't the now guy. I was the later one. But eventually, Kanti helped me to plug into the system and not force me when I was not ready. If you would have called me next day, let's make a list and let's do this thing, I would have said, forget it, I'm not doing nothing. Okay? But it took me a couple of months before I even put a first name on my list. And I went to major function like this, and where I saw Dr. Newbold up there, and I said, well, if these guys do it, I think I need it. And when I came home next month, I sponsored 12 people in 1 month. Right? So, I was a later one, became now. But the trick is, in the third category is never. But they would get in though. Now you wonder why this person get in, because they just can't say no. I had some people, they say, why say no to a friend, he might feel offended. What's the 4,000 rupees, But you'll never see them again. Somehow something in that kid make them vanish. Some of them even change the phone number after that, I can't even contact them anymore. Okay? So that would happen. But what if you got first 6, never? How do you know where this now guy is going to come up? So what I want to do here, this step, is when you do the sponsored 12, sponsored 12 who are now. That's what I want you to do. Keep doing till you find now. Why? That's why 6, 6, 8, 6, 6. First 6, 6 probably give you 3. Okay? Then, after that, next 8 probably give you another 3. And then last 12 probably will give you 6. Why? Because by then your beliefs is different, your credibility is different. Today, everybody I show plans to get in. Why? Because my beliefs is different. I'm a diamond in a business. Understand? My first month, the way I did it and the way I do now is different. Same way, when you are in a different stage in a business, your sponsoring will be different a bit. Okay? But once you find these 12 people, you are going to be multi-millionaire. Okay? Matter of fact, now with this FAA system, FAA points, you don't even need to do more than 12. All I do is find 12 who wants to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Let's say you turn 7 of them to go diamond, gives you 3 FAA points. That's 21 points. Right? And then you find 2 to go emerald out of that. 1.5 FAA point gives you another 3. And then 3 of them go Q12, gives you 1 point. There's another 3 points. You add this one up. It's 27 points. That's Crown Ambassador. Okay? That's how you go Crown Ambassador, by doing what? Do 100 point, sponsor 12 people who wants to do 1, 2, and 3. If somebody who is a later, do you think he's going to do number 2? No. He's not going to do number 3. He may do number 1. Right? But who is number 3, the never category, do you think he's going to do 1, 2, and 3? He's not going to even do number 1. So don't sponsor 12 doesn't mean just sponsor 12 and then stop. Sponsor 12 who are now. Are you with me? You need who? Now. Not someday later. Somebody say, show me how to make 50,000 now. Kind of person says, the day you show me plan, I can't even sleep. How many of you felt that way? Well, then you going diamond. That's how I want to sponsor somebody who's going to go diamond. Right? Because what's the sense of wasting time? You understand? If you learn this thing, you will have a big business. But the trick here is, it's a whole process called duplication. Something you not doing, nobody will do. Okay? So let me recap everything what we just went through. Okay? You just getting started. You don't know what to do. The first thing I'll always teach you is, always ask your upline, someone who is in your line of sponsors, who is growing, always ask them this question. What do I do next? Write it down, underline it. Okay? What do I do next? Okay? And always do that. Whatever they suggest, you do that. and then go back and ask again, what do I do next? Can you say that? What do I do next? That's a beautiful word your upline likes to hear. Okay? But don't keep asking same question without doing it though. Okay? What do I do next? First thing you do 100 PV. Right? Don't keep asking till you're doing it. Then you sponsor 12. How? Make a list, make a phone call, show the plan, follow up. Use your upline's help till you learn how to do it. Okay? But your goal is to do what? Do yourself. That way you don't have a time schedule problem. You don't have to synchronize your calendar with your upline. You don't have to do nothing. You just, whenever you find a time, go show the plan. Now, some of you say, Kulin, I'm very busy. Find time. There's no such thing. Nobody has more than 24 hours. I never had more than 24 hours. I was busy working as a VP at the bank. But I found time. Successful people find time. Okay? That's the difference. I'll tell you this. Difference between people who succeed in life and people who fail is this one difference. Successful people do the things failure people don't like to do. That's the only definition. Okay? But let me give you a news. Successful people don't like to do it anyway. Okay? But they do it anyway. Because they know that's what makes them successful. I didn't like to show the plan. Are you kidding? I'm tired coming from work. Do you think I want to go out and show the plan? I didn't went there because I enjoyed it, because I enjoy money. I enjoy the lifestyle I get out of it. Okay? And I knew that there are only few people doing it, so there's no competition. So I know that I'm going out making it, And that's the whole idea. You have to have that attitude of that I will sponsor 12 people who wants to build it, whether you need to find, let me put it this way, you need to find 12 people who's going to build it, whether you build it or not. Once you found that, you have no option, you're going to make it. Okay? You need the person who's going to show up at the meeting before you do. You never have to call him. You never have to wonder, this person, Kanti never has to wonder whether Kulin is going to be at the meeting or not. The day Kanti has to worry about whether Kulin is going to be a meeting or not, that's when Kanti don't have DD. Okay? And you need to do the same thing. Once you have 12 people attending meetings, whether you are there or not, you got it. You have 12 people who goes on SOT, whether you are or not, you got it. You have 12 people reading books, whether you read it or not, you got it. When you have people at this function, whether you don't have to worry about whether the person is going to be here or not. Okay? If you have to call and I'll come and pick you up and do everything you want, I'll even polish your shoes and whatnot, forget it. Okay? That means what? They think you need this business more than they need. Okay? Some of you say, Kulin, I sponsor people, but nobody's getting in, nobody's doing anything. Well, that's precisely the reason why they're not doing anything, because you are speaking it. Right? I'm sure Kumar must have talked to you about this one. Okay? That's the standard. Speak what you want, not what you have. Okay? Have that beliefs in you. Okay? These are the basic principles you're going to have to use with this mechanics. Mechanics is not, this is so simple things I just showed you. Okay? One time I went to Kanti and said, look, I got all these people, they're not going on SOT, what should I do? Kanti said, you really want to answer? I said, sure, show me exactly. He said, find somebody, sponsor somebody who likes to be on SOT. Because you can't make somebody get on SOT, if they don't want to. Have you ever succeeded in making people do something they don't want to do unless you control them by power? In this business, do you control anybody with power? No. See, Kanti cannot make me do nothing unless until I want to do it. Right? And only reason I would want to do it if I believe that by doing what I'm doing, I'm going to achieve what I'm looking for. That's the only way, and that's where the system comes into place. Okay? You need to keep up this belief up. Okay? See, you need your battery charge all the time. Now, would you believe that? Right? Now, sometimes what happens, you start charging other people's battery. Their battery is dead and you just connecting your battery. What happens in the process, you start losing power, don't you? And one day you'll be dead. Your battery would be gone by then. Okay? That's why once in a while you got to charge your battery. That's why you go to open meeting. That's why you go to business building seminar. And function like this, you know what happens? You don't charge your battery, you replace your battery. Right? Do you feel that? Right? Did you? Right? Did you got a brand new battery today? Right? Now you can go and charge it. Okay? And the last thing I'll really tell you guys is, what's the importance of this whole system? See, Amway is a great business, but without Bridge system, we wouldn't have what we have. You know what? The best example I can give you is, let's say if you have a bunch of charcoal in a grill, they are all red hot, right? And you put a new charcoal, what's going to happen to the charcoal? It's going to become red. But you take the red hot charcoal and put it outside, what's going to happen to it? It's going to die down. Okay? Same way, make sure you stay in the grill. The day you are out of it, you are gone. So always stay in it, stay in it. Okay? That's all you got to do. Okay? With that, I know you all going to go diamond. God bless you. Come on, join us, and don't let anybody steal your dream. God bless.
While the techniques and approaches suggested may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business. This product has been produced independently of any other corporate entity. Purchase of this product is optional. Purchase of future business tools can be discontinued at any time.